Hello, hello, and welcome. I know. Some of you were waiting. These guys, are they gonna be available? Oh man, no. We had some assignment. I had some assignment that was due at night, so I couldn't risk taking any chance. So that's why we are here today to tell you. And after digesting, because if you look at that evidence, or you listen to that evidence while you are rushing, you're going to lie like your Sunday Times. Sunday Times, let me see, that are saying that the accused phone was in Phosphorus. That's what the heading is saying, if I'm not mistaken, which is very scary. So if you are in a hurry, you're going to have a problem. I can tell you that. Let me see.
Maybe they heard that part where they were saying that the phone was in Phosphorus at around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right? Maybe.
Why, Pogash?
Then they say the accused phone was in Phosphorus on the day of the incident.
Why?
I guess it's funny headline. It's funny spice and sauce. It's funny creme de la creme. It's funny aromat and peppers. All kinds of peppers.
It's scary, man. Scary. Scary stuff. Yeah, it's Times Live. It's not Sunday Times. Times Live. It's the same thing.
The same thing.
Hey, alleged gunman. The gunman's phone was in Phosphorus area the day Meyiwa died. See, that's scary, man. That's scary.
It was on the day.
Yeah, it was, but
not on the time of the incident, when the incident was happening.
Yes.
And,
Don't
if
make
you're
it-
gonna read the headline, you're just gonna conclude to be like, the phone was there.
Which is wrong.
They are placed there. No, they were not placed there.
No one.
That's the
placed them
hiccup there.
there.
That's
No
the
one placed them there. No one placed them there. Right. Let us hear what happened in that court. And again,
Well, a lot happened on Friday.
mm,
A lot. I was not ready from Chiako.
yes.
Guys, I was not ready from Chiako. So please call me received. Please call me sent. Please call me. And I was not ready for that. I didn't know how to process it. But we'll talk about it.
We are definitely going to talk about it.
Yes. So Sipho Ramosipili said that there are gaps in the information from the 2nd of February 2021 to the 14th of March 2021 in respect of the 8690 number, and he wanted to be finished with it, and their records only began from the 15th of March of 2021.
Yes.
So Sibanda said that they requested the witness to look into that gap and check if she does not have the data for that particular date. The judge also asked Sibanda, how does Ramosepili know that there is a gap? And I found this question to be very weird, in my opinion, that why does it seem like the judge has a problem that Ramosepili saw a gap in a time period concerning his client? And he kept asking it to Sibanda multiple times. I don't know if you guys picked it up. I was just like, why are you asking him so many times? Like, as if it's some keyword that Sibanda has to pick up and answer accordingly or something. What is going on? I don't understand. What am I missing? So Sibanda then said the information was disclosed to the defense, and the judge repeated the question as to how does Ramosipili know that there is a gap? Why is it so important for him to know how Ramosipili knows that there's a gap? And if there's something wrong that was done for him to be able to see that?
Bend your hands. I want to see what you're holding.
And then Sibanda said that the data was requested from a certain period up until the 15th of March. And what he has indicated to us is that from the 2nd of February until the 15th of March, he doesn't see any transactions.
Yes.
So what happened to those transactions? Why are they not there? Why?
Didn't he say that he just skipped, or it's me remembering the other one where he's explaining something else?
This one was not properly explained in my opinion. Well, the judge added on, Wafagaza. There's somebody on Twitter, they called him Fagazile Judge. Did I not?
That's a good one, actually. You give that's a good one.
Did I not laugh, you guys? What's Fagazile? Fagazile Judge. Imagine. I was not ready for that. I was like, what? Now this I'm taking it. This one. I will quote the source once I relook at the tweet again. But I was like, this one got my attention. Well, the judge said that to what Sibanda was saying, to say that from his own Section 205 documents, he was asking the questions to Sibanda. And Sibanda confirmed to say from what they have disclosed, he requested the witness to look into the system and check if there is any data on the side. And she was in the process of doing whatever it is Sibanda was saying that they were doing. But before he could finish, Veiws said that she was in the process of doing that and she was approached about it a few minutes ago. So the judge seemed stunned when she said a few minutes ago and asked how many gaps are there. Ramasipili said that from the 2nd of February 2021 to the 14th of March 2021 in respect to the 6890. Now this 6890 is the number that is being used or quoted in court. It's the number that accused number 2 did not deny. They admitted that that is their number. And it's from that phone that Mohani said that he allegedly confiscated on the 8th of March in 2021. So Ramosipili here has a query or a request for the data of that cell phone from the 2nd of February 2021 to the 14th of March 2021. Now this is around the time period as well. I'm sure you guys are noticing that the 8th of February 2021 or the 7th and the 8th of February 2021, the time that they allege the phone was taken. Right? So one would think, why is there a gap in that very important time period? That time period is important, especially if you're going to say that the phone was taken from accused number 2's cell and then it was taken to the labs in Mpumalanga or something like that. So I found that very peculiar, and I also wonder, Oguti, where are the numbers in that gap? What is going on? So they didn't know which number it communicated with, and the judge asked if they were supplied with all the information, the comprehensive maps. So they moved on from talking about what Ramasipili was asking for to now asking about those maps that Mnisi was asking about. And I was kind of worried on Friday that I smell an early adjournment here. So I was kind of worried. Especially concerning the gap that Ramasipili was asking about. But then Ramasipili said it's okay. They will find out at a later stage as to how they can extract that information, how the state can provide the information. It seemed like he didn't mind that this information is not there. However, he will wait on the state to produce it. So Sibanda said, let's start by clarifying this aspect to Ms. Feintelingem now. He said that the data, whether it's AMA data or GPRS stream that is generated on Section 205, and Faithillingham said that it is a combination of AMA and GPRS data. So Sibanda said, when it's recorded on your system, does it get recorded when a certain device gets in touch with a tower, or it gets recorded when a device receives or makes a call? Can you just explain that? And Faithillingham said that a device as well as the SIM card is registered on the network, and the activities pertain to the SIM card when you receive or make a call. Now, the judge asked so that he could understand. Every time he asks questions or interrupts, he would say, sorry, so that I understand. What triggers the signal in the tower? And Faithillingham says the activity of the SIM card. So the judge said the SIM card or the device or both. And Faithillingham said both. Guys, don't you find this suspicious, Mara, and worrying and troubling? When I'm listening, I'm like, okay, I brush through. But when I deliberate with you guys now, I'm like, this is suspicious. I mean, your question, if he was a prosecutor or a lawyer, let me not say a prosecutor, but a lawyer, wouldn't he be accused of leading? It's like a leading question. And he's like, from my understanding. And I'm like, oh, he asked what triggers the signal in the tower. Faithillingham says the activity of the SIM card. Notice how in the first answer, Faithillingham is not talking about the phone. He's not talking about the device. She's saying the activity of the SIM card. And then the judge asks again, the SIM card or the device or both. And now Faithillingham is like both the device and the SIM card. Did you notice what is happening here? And then the judge says, so both because the SIM card is embedded in the device. And Sibanda said, let's say a device A is in Foslorus Tower, and at that stage for 30 minutes, there are no activities. Will that be recorded on Section 205? Faithillingham said no. What happens is that if there is no activity on the SIM card or device, nothing will register, but the tower will be picked up if a call is made or you receive a call. You can be on a call until you reach another point, but it does not pick up the point where you end the call. It will only pick up the originating call of that tower. So she was basically saying that if there's no activity, then it will not record. She said the tower that will ping when a device receives a call is it's the receiving tower. Even if the device is in motion, the end tower will not pick up. The end tower will pick up only when there is a new activity. So Sibanda introduced a letter now from the LPC. You guys, I was not ready for this. I was not ready for this letter from the LPC. He said that on Monday, Faithillingham had mentioned a number ending with 7605. And yes, a number was mentioned ending with 7605. However, we're not told who that number belongs to. Remember how you guys, I was complaining about the numbers that were being recorded and recalled and recorded and recalled. How I was like, I don't know who these numbers belong to. They are not being mentioned. We're just being told this number received an SMS from 8169. That's the one said to belong to accused number 2. 8961 receives a call from this number. It lasted for 3 seconds. What receives an SMS. It's from this number. We were not told who those other numbers belong to. So now they introduced this letter from the LPC. And they are reminding Fine Thillingam that, you know what, on Monday you mentioned a number ending with 7605, incoming and outgoing calls placed on record. And Sibanda asked her to place the contents of the letter on record. Well, Fine Thillingam started now to quote from the letter, and she started reading the first part of the letter where it says, "This is from the Gauteng Provincial Office Legal Practice Council, dated 20th of June 2024. It says, now I had to stumble and be like, what? Am I hearing correctly? So you are saying that this letter was taken from the Legal Practice Council on the 20th of June 2024. Bella, that's a couple of days ago, guys. That's a couple of days ago that when they asked for this letter, or they received this letter, or this letter was put together on the 20th of June 2024. The first time Giaco was brought up was sometime last year, and this letter is put together on the 20th of June 2024. I was like, wait a minute, what is happening? So you've had all this time to ask for this letter from the LPC or from Giaco himself so that he can go ask for it at the whatever is happening here. 20th of June, Pella, is not that long ago. It's like a few days ago. Like, it's like, you know, it's not that long ago. At the time that Miss Filingam was testifying, it was literally a day before. Because Friday, I think it was the 20, okay, today's the 24th, 23rd, 22nd. It was literally on Thursday that this letter. Wow. Thursday. And then they want to blame Mngomezulu when he says this is being cooked. This is a cookery happening. Because Mjiako was not brought up on Thursday last week. He was brought up a very long time ago. And you've been sitting on this phone records. And by the way, his number is not even a secret. His number is there on his website of the attorney firm that he had or allegedly had or belongs to him. His number was never really a secret. So I was flabbergasted at this, that this letter from the LPC was put together on the 20th of June 2024, literally a day before it's introduced in court.
I think what baffles me is this connection with the LPC keeps on allegedly. I mean, everything LPC this, LPC that, and the same LPC. We know, Tifo. Alleged. So I have a problem with that relationship, but yeah.
Hi, this is a ride. Like, this is like, wow. And then when the allegations of cooking are brought up, these are the type of things that are being referred to. When was Mjiako's name first brought up in court, you guys? It was brought up in court way months ago. And in fact, there were calls for him to come and testify.
So this movement of a phone, how is it determined? Have you tried to figure that one out?
I don't know. They said that it's in motion.
How do you see it's in motion?
She was literally using towers to say that if it picks up this tower and then a couple of minutes later it picks up another tower. That's how she's.
What if the connection is bad?
That will be a question that the defense will have to pose to her.
Is it not supposed to pick the next tower?
It does when the connection with the other tower is bad. It does. It picks up the next available tower. So now she's interpreting that as movement of the device.
You see, this movement is something that just came in like a moving car.
The judge is actually responsible for that.
So this movement came in now later when the theory of this guy not being there during that time. Now they've injected this movement. I don't think really you can determine the movement of a phone through a tower.
No, you can't.
Then what is the job of...
It's not exactly reliable, no.
Do you understand? It
What
just
if
doesn't make sense.
there's a switch up happening? It does bounce. Even if you are stationary at one place, it connects to what is available. The tower that's available is the one that connects.
This is worrying me because these things, they keep on being added, you know.
And they're presented as fact.
This movement. Now we're talking about movement because the guy was not there.
Now they're trying to move him to the Spaza house at the time of the incident, and it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be tricky. It's gonna you literally have to cook to place him there, unfortunately. And the introduction of the LPC letter.
Because we've been asking why is Ntanzi's, but still from that letter they have introduced something that is very disturbing, because the question is, how did Ntanzi get hold of this lawyer?
With his own phone, while he was in custody.
This guy was not Ntanzi's lawyer. How did he get hold of this Mjiako lawyer? Unfortunately, that question cannot be posed to anyone.
No.
But his evidence is accepted.
Well, Sibanda asked Ms. Fine-Tillingham to place the contents of the letter on record. And Fine-Tillingham, as she was about to read it, she actually read the first sentence. Advocate Mshololo objected, saying that the letter is not written by the witness and it's addressed to Mr. Baloyi. On what basis is this witness introducing this evidence now on record? And I agree with her objection. I mean, isn't it the norm in court that people testify on what they've put together? Fine-Tillingham ungena kanjani endabeni zama LPC, guys?
Well, the argument could be that only what they wanted to extract is the so-called number.
Then extract the number. Why are you making Miss Fine-Tillingham read the entire letter? Because that's not a letter that she put together. Now the defense will be asking her about the letter, and she'll be like, I did not put it together. But then why are you reading it?
I guess it forms a part of what they usually call the basis, lay the basis of where that letter comes from. How did you get hold of that number? I guess that's a question they are trying to answer by saying she must put that letter.
But why can't she just pull the RICA records? Like, what is so hard about that? That's something that I personally don't understand. That, okay, you are given these numbers.
The record is going to need Mjiago's affidavits also.
Then why didn't they get Mjiago's affidavits? What's so hard about getting Mjiago's affidavits?
Hey, look, I don't know. I'm just trying to give you...
I don't understand all of this maneuvering, LPC, why can't she be like, okay, Rika says this number belongs to so and so? Isn't that her job as a cell phone expert service provider, network forensic?
Then the question is going to be, how did you get hold of that number?
I guess the state has to have given it to her. She cannot just make it up. The state gave it to her to find out who it belongs to. Isn't that how things are supposed to work?
I'm just saying. I think last time we were complaining about the numbers that are handpicked and given. So it forms part of the laying the basis. I think that's where it comes from, because anything else is going to require Jaco's affidavits.
Well, the judge said that it does not follow that, and it has to be written by her. As he understands the evidence, she will only explain why she places that evidence on record. So Sibanda said that if it needs to be or if it needs be, then they can call the author of the letter to come and testify. So Mshololo then said that they should wait for the author to come and read the letter because this witness is from Vodacom. The judge asked Mshololo, "You don't want her to read this letter?" And Mshololo said that is the basis of her objection. And the judge asked her who wrote the letter and who requested the letter. And Mshololo said that it's not this witness. It's not Fine Dillingham. It's not written who wrote the letter, but it is written to Mr. Baloyi. So it is not mentioned who wrote the letter. And the purpose of the letter was to confirm the number from Giaco's legal firm. However, it's not shown who wrote the letter from the LPC. Isn't there somebody from the LPC who's supposed to take ownership of writing this letter? Why is it not shown? Or they're afraid of mentioning them in court?
No, Emil, the letter was written by Mjiako, right? Or it comes from LPC?
It's from the LPC to confirm that Mjiako is an attorney.
And then they put Mjiako's number?
Yes.
Not the LPC's number?
There's a number there, that's cell phone number. There's a cell phone number there.
So they pulled Mjiako's records?
Yeah, you could say that. But the question now is Mjiako also
so Mjiako
a part of this?
No, Mjiako is not even the one who's supposed to come and testify then.
Did he give
the author of the
the author of the letter?
If it's LPC, then it should be LPC.
Then why is the author of the letter a secret? Why is the author of the letter not put there to say that, you know what, so and so wrote the letter? Just like with affidavits, like they mention so and so commissioned so and so. It's giving me deja vu of that one, Johannesburg, Johannes. Not knowing who commissioned that statement. Remember that Mngomezulu was talking about.
Yeah, guys, just like the video. I see 300 of you here. I see 132. Please press that like button. If you have forgotten, please do so. So that we can also continue working tirelessly for you. Please press that like button, and those who are not subscribed, please subscribe. I know it's nice to watch and forget a lot of things. That's why I'm reminding you.
Well, we don't know who wrote the letter from the LPC, but we know that it was addressed to Mr. Baloyi. It was written for Mr. Baloyi.
It is a defense position. It is a defense. It should be a defense position to expose that. To put it on record that so and so wrote this letter on behalf of LPC.
Well, the judge said that he communicated to that and that he is the prosecutor in this matter. He said, let's wait and hear what this evidence says. And if her evidence is inadmissible, then it will be expunged from the record. Talking about the letter.
Okay.
They said it was addressed to Baloyi, the prosecutor in this matter. So let's wait and hear what the witness will testify. And then if it's inadmissible, then it will be expunged. Well, Mshololo said that it would be better if it is expunged. It will be better if it's just expunged. Well, the judge said that they did not know, or they did not even know what the witness was going to say. So what are they expunging? Mshololo then said that this evidence is not supposed to be led by the witness. That is the basis of her objection. Mshololo said the evidence is not supposed to be led by this witness. She's from Vodacom. While the judge said that he allows the evidence until he decides otherwise. Well, now Pinky was giving evidence on behalf of Mjiako, in my opinion. The very same Mjiako the state seems to not want to subpoena to come and confirm his own information. They're making Pinky confirm Mjiako's details on his behalf. You know, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Emily's opinion. Like, where's Mjiako to come and confirm this is my number? This letter, yes, is LPC, is me. This is my practice number. Yes, it's me. Why are they making Pinky do that? You know, and fine, Tillingham continued to read the LPC letter, and it said, I hereby confirm that the firm Mjiako Mpahlele Attorneys is registered as a firm of attorneys on the roll of Gauteng Provincial Office of the Legal Practice Council. Fine Tillingham also gave the address, it's somewhere in Millville in Johannesburg, of the firm, including the telephone number. Now, this is the number that is being seen to communicate with Ntanzi. It's 079 039 7605. And the reason why I'm sharing it is because it's there on the website, so it's already in public.
So the question is, who called who first?
Here's the tricky part about this. The tricky part about this number, it pops up in September of 2020. And we all know that Mjiako was said to be there when Ntanzi was making the alleged confession.
Yes.
So where are the records from June 2020?
Before the appearance.
Before the appearance before Magistrate Grunier. That is what is most crucial when it comes to Mjiako. Afterwards, it's fine. I'm sure they had communication because perhaps Ntanzi was under the impression that this person is helping me until he found out otherwise.
But if you admit that, that means then you admit that Ntanzi had a phone.
Or maybe he's not the one, because I had initially put a speculation that I believe Mukhani had that phone, right? So perhaps they were the ones who made contact with Mjiako on Ntanzi's behalf because he was incarcerated, allegedly.
I don't even want to allege because we're saying a lot of allegedly. Now, the question is, who called who first?
But we will never know that because they are not sharing the records from June.
No, that's a problem.
We will not know that. Right now, they started off with a communication that an SMS was received. Ntanzi received an SMS from Mjiako on the 10th of September. That's the first.
So that's pointless. Let's continue then.
Well, there's another number also that starts with 086 and ends with 8901. So the numbers from this week's evidence ending with 8901 and 7605 belong to Mjiako. So it seems that they were also allegedly calling Mjiako using Ntanzi's phone, in my opinion, and I still don't believe that Ntanzi had his phone with him in custody. I don't see it, in my opinion. I don't see it happening that you'd be in police custody at a police station. No, but a police station, there's police moving around, you know. It's not going to be easy, you know. So Sibanda then said, what is your comment regarding the entry on Exhibit DD 5E on page 15? And it said SMS received on the 10th of September 2020 at 19:18:58. Is it the same number? And Veiws said, yes, it's the same number. Under the telephone number on Exhibit M, it collaborates or correlates with the same number appearing on page 15 of Exhibit DDE5 in brackets. So this is merely to confirm that it is Mjiako's number. All right. So Sibanda then said on Exhibit DD5E, the please call me. Does the number appearing on that Exhibit collaborate with the please call me on the very same exhibit? And Fine Tillingham said that's correct. The numbers are the same. So Fine Tillingham then said that the SMS is in respect of the number ending with 7605. Communicating with the number ending with 6890. So Mjiako is the one who sent Ntanzi an SMS here. And Sibanda said, can you count on Exhibit DD5E how many please call me's were sent? And Fine Tillingham said 3 please call me's were sent. So I had not really gotten which number sent a please call me. So I had to go back to my notes And I think Ntanzi is the one who sent the please call me Mr. Anonymous. I don't know if you remember.
No, I don't remember.
Let me quickly check. I'll have to quickly check it as the show goes on, because I have it here. I wanted to reference it to see.
It's immaterial for me. Send who, where.
So it's immaterial for you?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll get it for those people who want to know. I'll get it at a later stage. I have it in my notes somewhere. So Sibanda then said, can you confirm that there are other communications between the numbers ending with 6890 and 7605? But let's focus on what I'm going to direct you to. Fine Thillingham said, okay. They directed Fine Thillingham to page 44 and the activities of the 27th of October 2020. And Fine Thillingham was like, from what time? And Sibanda said 8:12:54. So Fine Thillingham said that at 8:12:54, the number ending 6890, that's Ntanzi's number, received a call from the number 7605, that is Mjiako's number, that lasted 33 seconds. So here, Mjiako is the one who was doing the calling, which makes him very, very looking bad. Looking like dodgy. Because lawyer phone calling someone in custody and they have their phone inside the custody.
Remember, lawyers are representing people. I mean, Shololo recently was read on some of these people.
But with Mshololo, it was different because accused number 5 was the one who was said to have done the dialing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know that someone is inside the prison and is calling you. As a lawyer, what are you supposed to do? Not take that chance. Not saying that Mjiako is my favorite, but some of the questionings that are happening around him, I mean, a lawyer. How many lawyers do that?
I wouldn't know. I'm not in their shoes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put a bit of, because I mean, at the end of the day, as a lawyer, you're looking to get a chance to consult as much as you can with your client. So if the client is available and has a phone, call. You won't say, okay, I'll go report you.
No, it's not saying that they're going to report. Even if you know that should they get a hold of that phone and you, the lawyer, is there, don't you think it will put you in some kind of...
Of what? How many people are in trouble because they are called by prisoners from jail?
All right. Fair point. Well, Fine Thillingham said the next transaction was at 8:22:21 and the number ending 6890 was on a voicemail, received a call from 7605 that lasted 3 seconds. So here Mjiako was the one trying to call Ntanzi's phone. And Sibanda then said, let's refer to 21:44:30. Let me give you a background. This is the day accused number 2 made his first appearance in Boksburg Court. They proceeded, and Fine Thillingham said that at 21:44:30, the number ending 6890 received an SMS from the number ending 7605. So here, Mjiako sent Ntanzi an SMS before his court appearance. So Sibanda then said in the next transaction, and Fine Thillingham said 21:44:32, 6890 received an SMS from the number ending 7605. Yeah, again, Mjiako is sending Ntanzi an SMS on his phone while he's in police custody. Yes. Are there any records? Remember, Mr. Anonymous, were there any records of Mjiako consulting with accused number 2 that they could have assisted? I mean, the state could have made their case stronger by I remember the defense were also asking for the visit, consultation. It was only done via the phone. Something like that. Where were they records that said Mjako paid Ntanzi a visit?
No.
And consulted physically?
No.
He's never done this, but them
it
phone
is said
calls.
by the word of mouth in Pretoria. He did, but it's a word of mouth. There is no OB entries that says such or that suggests such.
Okay. Well, then Sibanda said that on page 45 of Exhibit DD on the 28th of October 2020 at 17:59:32, Van Tillingham said that during this time period, the number ending 6890 received a call from 7605, and that call lasted 828 seconds. Again, Giaco is the one that called Ntanzi's phone. And the phone call lasted for 828 seconds.
Well, the only thing that is worth to note, in fact, when you talk about SMSs, is that every time this guy sends those please calls and SMSs, there's no response from Tanzi. As we have previously read, that Tanzi was in position of this abundance airtime, that he could talk for 1,000 minutes or even more than that. So that is worrying. That
so 820. Oh, sorry guys, sorry. 828 seconds. How many minutes is that?
it's around we calculated it. It was 500.
13 minutes.
Yeah.
That's around 13 minutes in police custody.
Yeah, so basically that's a downfall of all this. It's like we're linking, they were doing the connections, but the problem is that they were not done in a proper way, in my own opinion, such that they will not be questionable. Because on the other hand, you are saying this person is capable of calling people and stay with those people, girlfriends and everyone, for long hours. And then on the other side, a lawyer supposed to be moneyed outside is also sending some of the police calls and whatnot. That is worrying. So because the problem is there's no response from Tanzi in terms of calling this number. The lawyer still eventually calls this number.
He's the one doing the calling.
Hardworking lawyer.
His phone is the one doing the calling, because remember, there's the device and then there's the person. So his phone is the one doing most calling than Danzi's phone. Yes. So Van Tillingham now on the maps now. They introduced the maps on Friday. So Van Tillingham explained the maps that they were generated on Vodacom's in-house system called Atoll. The date was the 21st of June 2024. The judge said that the address of the incident was marked in red on the map. Pinky said that they printed the maps in black and white and the ones that were downloaded are in color. Sibanda then said, "Are you able to give the address of the crime scene?" She gave it, 13511 Kutwanung Street, Vosloorus. Van Tillingham now on the distances between the towers and the crime scene. There were a lot of towers that she mentioned. Spread View, 1.18 kilometers, 1816 Ramolao Street, Parke Katlehong, and then Parke is 2.2 kilometers, Vosloorus 2.9 kilometers, Museleke 3.1 kilometers, Vosloorus Square 3.2 kilometers, and Clinics Tower 3.9 kilometers, Sally Section 4.4 kilometers, Bupang Khotso 4.5 kilometers. By the way, guys, this is the distance from the Spaza House to each one of these towers, one by one. All these towers that were connecting.
Was it that case
individually,
or was it also a distance between the towers? I think it should, because the ones in Joburg, there's the time. I think there's a reference to some of these towers that are in
Oh,
Joburg to each other.
yes. There is a reference of some of the towers that are next to each other.
1 kilometer couldn't be Vosloorus to Joburg.
Clinics Tower is 3.9 kilometers, Sali Section 4.4 kilometers, Bupankgotso 4.5 kilometers, Bunego or 4.5 kilometers, Tabontsako 6.1 kilometers, and Liefde and Frieda 12.5 kilometers, and it's in Johannesburg South. City Deep 13.9 kilometers, also in Johannesburg South. Besonia 14 kilometers, Heidelberg 15.7 kilometers, and it's at City Deep in Johannesburg. Benrose 16.5 kilometers at Benrose, and Belgravia 17.3 kilometers at GP Street, and Walhunter is 17.5 kilometers. Moy Street, we've heard of Moy Street before, mentioned a lot with regards to accused number 3, as well as Holt Street, but Moy Street is 18.6 kilometers and Holt Street is 18.8 kilometers, and it's at Marshall Street, and then Street City and suburban Johannesburg. There was a break also because Van Tillingham has started coughing again. Then after they came back from that break, Sewer Street is another tower that was mentioned at 20 kilometers. Isaka Street in Johannesburg. And then there was Wanderers, 25.2 kilometers at Ilovo Santon.
So
and
25 point what kilometers?
0.2 kilometers.
That is to Wanderers now. That is to Oslo. What's the house?
Wanderers. The distance from the Spaza House to Wanderers is 25.2 kilometers. So Sibanda was now on the set of data for accused number 3's phone. Sibanda started off by saying, let's focus on the right-hand side where the towers are appearing. The Moy Street Tower, is it also appearing here? And Faintillingham said yes. Then Sibanda said, in Holt Street, Faintillingham said yes, and Wallwater, Benrose, and Belgravia, and Heidelberg, City Deep. So he was literally confirming all of those towers one by one with Miss Faintillingham. Well, Sally section is there. Bupankgotso was not on the page she was looking at, but on page 11 and page 19. It wasn't on page 11, but on page 19. And Faintillingham also said Vosloorus Square also appears, but Sprayed View appears on page 50. So Sibanda started asking now about the times. He said around 1807, Faintillingham said that it is there. Then Sibanda on page 11 of Exhibit GG1, on the 26th of October 2014, at 20:32:57, there's empty SMS, and Faintillingham said yes. So Sibanda said in the tower, and Faintillingham said it was Holt Street. Sibanda asked, can you confirm it is the same tower that appears on Exhibit Triple J? Faintillingham said yes. So Sibanda then said in the distance, Faintillingham said that it's 18.8 kilometers. So the distance from Holt Street Tower to the Spaza House in Vosloorus. Holt Street Tower is in Johannesburg, suburban Johannesburg. As you move further a bit from the center, suburban Johannesburg and the Spaza House in Vosloorus. She said it's 18.8 kilometers. That's to or from the crime scene. So I myself was very curious about this. So I went to Google Maps, and what I found there is 22 minutes, the time that it took, and 25.7 kilometers is the distance that I found. And it said it's via N3 and François Obalsa. It is the fastest route. And the usual traffic is 24 minutes. The distance is 22.6 kilometers. This is via the N3 and M31. Now the question I have is why they reduced 18.8 kilometers, in my opinion. I'm just asking, it's just a question. Why is it reduced? Why? Because if it's reduced, it's gonna take less time, way less than 24 minutes, as they had initially said. Remember how last week they were saying that it takes 24 minutes, and I'm like, it's relative between driving, between whether you are using a bicycle or using a car or using a scooter or walking. Well, we've taken that 24 minutes, and now it seems like that time of 24 minutes is going to be further reduced, because now Miss Van Dillingham from her map came with 18.8 kilometers, while initially we were made to believe that it takes 24 minutes. And if it takes 24 minutes, it's a different time altogether. So my question is, why are the kilometers being reduced? Why? Is it to also reduce the time? So that it seems like from GP in Johannesburg is a trta, trta. Within less than 15 minutes, you've arrived at the Spaza house. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that vibe here. I'm getting that sense that this is what the state is trying to paint the picture of.
So I had a luxury of talking to one of the people that work in Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm.
They're driving back home to Vosloorus. They stay in Vosloorus. Say they take an hour.
I remember my one, and I wasn't even inside Vosloorus. From, I would say, Vosloorus Square to CBD, it sure did take some time. For me, in my experience, it didn't take these 20 minutes I'm here.
There are a lot of things to be contested here. The estimation is based on the fact that there is no traffic or there is no car. There are a lot of things that you can contest, because the estimation is just showing the route. If you drive and the road is as clear as they go, which we know that is not the case.
And at the time that I used this route, it was a Sunday night. Didn't take 20 minutes. So, also, I noticed something else, Mr. Anonymous. There has been a reduction in the kilometers. Last week, they were adamant 24 minutes it takes from this Holt Street Tower to what? To the Spaza house, the house of the incident. So now Miss Van Dillingham came with her own maps, and her maps are saying that it's 18.8 kilometers. So I went to Google Maps, and Google Maps, there are two routes. The first route is said to be the fastest route. It takes 22 minutes. It's 25.7 kilometers. And then the second route is 22.6 kilometers. Now the question here is, why is Miss Van Dillingham's one saying 18 kilometers, 18.8 kilometers? Is there an aim here to reduce the time it takes?
No, it's simple. You just need to question where the tower is situated. I mean, someone who knows like Mngomezulu be able to say, but the tower is closer to Joburg more than Vosloorus itself. It will be easy to have such people, because if you do not know, you're just gonna trust on the map without your knowledge, then you're gonna have a problem.
Well, Van Dillingham said that the crime scene is close to the Veiws Tower and Mazibuko Hostel, which is 5.3 kilometers from the crime scene. Basotho Hostel is 2.6 kilometers from the crime scene. Now look, they are including Basotho Hostel that they did not include before Mnisi wanted the full map. Interesting. She then placed the towers towards Mazibuko Hostel, which are Pake and Museleke. Above the crime scene, it's sprayed view. Towards Basotho Hostel, it's Fosloras. And on the side, that is Fosloras Square. Below is Clinics, Fosloras, then Bopang Khotso. Sibanda asked if one is at Mazibuko Hostel on the left side. Are you able to pick up a tower such as Fosloras Square? And Feintillingham first answered that Fosloras Square is closer to Basotho Hostel, but Sibanda said that he was asking about Mazibuko Hostel. Interesting. Feintillingham then said yes, it's on her right, on her right side, close to the Basotho Hostel. Then Sibanda asked, if you are in the Mazibuko section, are you able to pick towers around the Basotho Hostel? And Feintillingham said no. Sibanda then said, if you are at the crime scene, are you able to pick up the sprayed view SGS tower? And Feintillingham said yes. Sibanda said, and 2G Parke. And Feintillingham said there could be a possibility to pick that up as well. And Sibanda said, at Basotho Hostel, which towers are nearest? And Feintillingham said Fosloras Square, and Clinics, as well as Bopang Khotso. So Sibanda turned from another exhibit now, and from 1341-20, Feintillingham said that the Fosloras tower is picked up. This is accused number 3's phone. 1341, that's why they keep saying, the media, the mainstream media, that it's on the same day. But look at the time. The time is 1341-20. And Sibanda then said, until what time does it pick up the tower?
You can almost tell there's a bit of coaching, in my own opinion, because now what they want to say is that the only reason they pick up those towers because they were in that house.
At 13.
Where is this radius now? Did this Pinky, if really there was a bit of honesty, if you ask me, in my own opinion, she would have talked about the radius and said, because of the radius, then yes, or
Yes.
because of the radius, then no.
But there's no mention of the radius.
So that means this person is just picking up something that he could have been coached to say.
Sibanda said, what would your comment be regarding the presence of this device between these two times where it was recording the Fosloras tower? And Feintillingham said that she can conclude by saying that this handset ending with 8169 was in the vicinity of Fosloras on the 26th of October during those times. So this time we should not blame the media. I saw this and I was like, okay, this is where we are going. Amen.
Please like the video. Hey, Elizabeth, who's the Minister of Justice on GNU and the police? That's why I'm laughing. There is no consensus from what we're gathering. As yet, other people want more than the hand. So that's why I'm laughing, because I'm thinking you're talking as if that thing is concluded.
I go be batu Mem Helen Gogo Helen Zila Lapayana Ubabambe so.
Yeah, but to Babambeng into Zakon. So
this is what I want.
There is no consensus from what we're gathering as yet. What you Helen Pelanga to Funa are crucial positions.
Including justice.
So yes, there is that. So there's gonna be a problem. So far we cannot comment as much as we can, but let us wait for this thing to unfold, because I just read some paper also saying that DA is threatening to pull out, allegedly. I don't know which paper is that one, but I'm sure it's one of those that has times. You know, those papers, they are always on point. They probably for me, they look like the mouthpiece of they would look like a mouthpiece of that party. So yeah, they are against anything that talks about any other thing other than the Western Cape. So We don't know. If such papers are writing things, I don't know. They're
With
still
politics,
locked
nothing
in
is
the halls.
confirmed until you see them being sworn in. Nothing is confirmed. I even saw there's a list. Nothing is confirmed.
Yeah, the
in
marriage
politics.
is yet not marrying, Bella. Because phela abanye ngathi bazosala no minister of sports and whatnot, which is not good for a party that got majority. If you ask me, other people are not joking. They want serious stuff.
Hey, he's about even traditional affairs. I'm like,
Let's continue.
oh my God. Kushushu. Well, then Sibanda said from the first entry to the last entry on that page, can you tell the court whether this device was in motion or not? And Vaintilingam said yes. Looking at the different towers picked up, this device traveled from one area to another. So there's your answer, Mr. Anonymous, that you've been asking me for the last 3 hours about the motion.
So the motion is based on the towers.
Yes. As it picks up this tower, the other tower, and the other tower, it's moving.
Talk about the motion. What speed? What is the speed of that motion? Talking about towers being picked and all that. It's wrong, man. If you ask me, Pinky, I don't trust her. That's my
Someone
opinion.
had to say it.
I just don't trust her. She doesn't sound genuine. And I see others in the comments are saying also that it doesn't sound genuine. She does not sound genuine. For me, more than anything, the powers they're fighting for, if the MPA was to change, I would be happy. The heads of NPA, if they were to change also, I'll be very much happy because I would like to see Baloyi explaining to the new person how decided on this case.
And why is it taking
Because if it was me, the
so
first
long?
thing I would do if I was to get to that position of
I think this is the case I
Baloyi,
would want to understand.
I would call him to that office and say, Chief, forget about going to court. Come
why
to
is
me.
it taking so
I
long?
need you to, I need first to understand how
did you
choose this thing.
for
Then
it to go
from
to
there,
trial?
How did you get to move around from until Pretoria? Okay, yes, Boxback does fall.
He's placed in Pretoria. Pretoria apparently is where he practices. How did he
move to Boxback?
not only move to Boxback, but move with the case? Angazi ukuthi
Not only Baloyi that moved with this case. I mean, Kinindi moved with the case too.
move with the case.
So the Minister of Police then would have to assist with that regard. How did you move with the case, Kinindi? You know, as I'm questioning Baloyi this side, the Minister must question, how did you move with your case?
Still baffles me to this day.
You can open an inquiry about this case.
Yeah, it can have its own inquiry. Actually, now that you are mentioning it, it can.
If you wanna shine, I'm telling you, just open an inquiry. First
It
thing
needs
in
an
the office,
inquiry. This
open an
one.
inquiry about this case because I just
Yo. Eyes yakhala lana. Because I'm. It's like rules don't matter with this case. It's like everyone yazenzela nje. It's just
anyone can just talk to LPC and LPC
writes a letter yesterday and brings it today in court as an exhibit, and we must just not.
We must take it.
Like that's not weird. That's not weird as hell.
If you ask me, hey, this would be very interesting because most people will be excited if you to do that. But in any case, let's continue.
Well, Sibanda said to find the link that they should zoom to the 26th of October 2014 at 17:04:39, where it says Heidelberg Road, still in motion, and Van Tillingam said yes. Sibanda said on page 6, it reflects Basotho Hostel and Vosloorus Tower. By the way, the Heidelberg Road Tower, is it still in Johannesburg, right? It's in Johannesburg.
Yeah, it's that side of Vosloorus. When you go to KZN,
Oh,
pass there.
It's by the side of Vosloorus. And Van Dillingham said the distance between the crime scene and the Vosloorus Tower is 2.9 kilometers. The distance between the towers, Vosloorus to Vosloorus Square, is 136 kilometers to Spreadview, and Bopangkgotso 2.42 kilometers to Clinics, 2.0 kilometers to Parke, 4.2 kilometers to Moseleke, 3.8 kilometers to Tabontaku, 6.2 kilometers, Sali section 4.9 kilometers, and to Ponejo is 4.2 kilometers. So 1.36 kilometers to Spreadview, 4 kilometers to Bopangkgotso, 1.41 kilometers to Clinics, and 841 meters to Parke, 4.9 kilometers to Meseleke, and 4.9 to Tabontsako, 7.5 to Seli section, 6.1 to Ponejo, 5.5 to Spreadview to Vosloorus, it was 4 kilometers, and for Vosloorus Square, it was 4 kilometers. Bopangkgotso 5.4 kilometers.
Wait.
Clinics 4.8.
Spreadview Tower to Vosloorus is 4 point something kilometers.
Vosloorus Square, Spreadview to Vosloorus is 4 kilometers.
They talk about 3 kilometers or something like that. The radius. What was the radius?
I don't know. I'm reading the distances only.
No, I'm just thinking out loud.
Moseleke said 3.9, the Moseleke Tower, 3.9 kilometers. And then Tabontsako, 6.8 kilometers. Seli, 5.2 kilometers. Ponejo, 5.4. Bopangkgotso to Vosloorus is now 2.4 kilometers. And Vosloorus Square, 1.41 kilometers. Spreadview, 5.4 kilometers. Clinics, 627 meters. Parke 6.3 kilometers, Moseleke 6.1 kilometers, Tabontsako 8.5 kilometers, Seli 7.2 kilometers, Ponejo 6.5 kilometers. Well, they went on and on and on. Clinics Vosloorus to Vosloorus Square is 841 meters. So Sibanda asked Fine Tillingham if she knew the address of Basotho Hostel, and Fine Tillingham said no. Sibanda introduced accused number one's netback statement, and Sibanda said that the version of accused number 5 and 3 is that a photograph of them were taken together at George Koch during this time. Your comment, and Fine Tillingham said that if they were there at that time, they were picked by Benrose Tower. So Mnisi then said the date and time, and Mnisi asked Sibanda to put the date and time on record, not around the time of. Sibanda's trying to be sneaky there. Although Sibanda said that on the 26th of October 2014 at 17:34:48, 17:37:01. So remember how last week there was no, they said the phone has switched off. Okay, my apologies, I'm getting confused. But 17:34 now it's reading Benrose Tower on the 26th of October 2014. 17:34 to 17:37 Benrose Tower. And the incident is said to happen somewhere around 7 o'clock, right? And accused number 3's phone switched off at 8:30, or it stopped picking up towers at 8:30. And the tower that it last read was the tower in CBD. So I don't know what
see now-
Sibanda was trying to do here.
See what the problem is. If they say 45 minutes or an hour to go to Vosloorus, then this guy was definitely not there. The phone was in Joburg at 8:30. That's why they keep on reducing these minutes.
Well, Fine Tillingham said that yes, it does reflect as Benrose Tower during that time, and the judge asked the details of the picture be put on record. And Sibanda said that, or asked, does the device in motion continue to be in motion? He turned to Muleleki Tower. Fine Tillingham said that the distance between Muleleki and the crime scene is 6.3 kilometers. I don't know what made him go to Muleleki Tower. Has the phone of accused number 3 been to Muleleki Tower around that time?
Looking to put him in the scene. Muleleki is the
Is in
spaza shop
Vosloorus, yes.
street.
Is in Vosloo, closer to the incident. However, did the phone pick up Muleleki Tower around that time? That's the question I'm asking myself.
No, Muleleki was never mentioned on that phone.
Well, Fine Tillingham said yes, between 1734 to 1739. They are talking about the distance between Muleleki Tower and the crime scene. They are not talking about the device. Then Mnisi objected to Sibanda placing Longwe and Kelly's numbers on record. He said that the RICA of those numbers was very problematic. Evidence on that number will be on a provisional basis so that if they don't come, then it will be expunged from the record. He said that he's objecting so that in future the state does not say that the defense never disputed the numbers. Sibanda said that Colonel Stein identified the numbers and was taken through cross-examination. Mnisi said that the RICA document is hearsay evidence. The owner is still there. They have not received the information that Longwe and Kelly are deceased. The credibility of value are in the owners of these numbers. The judge said that Mnisi is entitled to argue every point, even asking Sibanda. And Sibanda said that my lord has already answered him. He is entitled to argue this point. Mngomezulu said, on the other hand, Diana, that they have an affidavit of Kelly Khumalo who mentioned that these two numbers belong to her. He wanted to make a point that Kelly Khumalo admitted to the number. So Sibanda said that it was close to 1 o'clock and he said that he won't finish today. But then, Mr. Anonymous, what do you say about Mnisi and...
The contradiction between the defense.
Yeah.
Oh no, if you think of it at the first veil, you think Mngomezulu is actually messing up the case. No. Mnisi, this time around, I think is wrong.
He was wrong for wanting Kelly and Longwe to come and testify and confirm the
He's
numbers.
He's not wrong
that
for wanting Kelly
them.
and Longwe to come and testify. He's not wrong. That is allowed, in my opinion.
Okay. What is he wrong for?
But from where the defense is now standing, the defense of Mngomezulu is such that he will call Kelly to come and testify, and even Long, right?
Yes.
So if the state calls these people, they are shutting down Mngomezulu from calling these people. And if the state is the one that is going to call these people, they can subject these people to whatever that is written down and it's finished. Anything that you ask beyond that, the judge will tell you, this person never testified to that. They are introducing new evidence and whatnot and whatnot.
So they
can
would
keep
not
on
be able to cross-examine on
but
the rest
if
of
they
the
are
things.
under your arm, you are the one who called them and take them to extreme. Like, let's make an example. The first question that you would ask Kelly under
defense,
if he was under defense, is
defense witness.
do you know the accused in this house?
No.
Have you ever had an encounter where you had a conversation with any of these accused?
I've never seen them in my life.
Now, question number 3. Is this that is written in this affidavit and this record your number?
Yes.
But your number is showing that you were called by one of the accused. Which one is which?
It's my booking number. A lot of people were calling me for gigs.
A lot of people were calling you for gigs.
Yes.
So it could be that this person was booking you.
Okay, let me try and be like her. It could be
that this person was booking you. Did you answer that call?
I don't remember. It's so long ago. I wouldn't remember.
Did
It's
they
been
pay
so
you
many
any
years.
money, or did you go and perform after that?
There are some people, they do call, but they're merely asking. They were merely asking, and they were talking to my manager at the time. My manager was my sister.
So you see, now, have Kelly disputing that he knows these people.
Or that he's ever talked to them
That
in
he's
her
ever
life.
talked to them. Do you understand?
Yes.
That is the difference. But under states, they can sway everything to them. So Mnisi was delivering Kelly in a silver platter from the state to make a choice. That's why Mngomezulu objected.
He said there's an affidavit.
And not objected. He kind of accept what the state is feeding them.
Yes.
He knows that actually this person was supposed to come and finish his affidavits here through testifying on it. He knows that. He's not dumb. But them coming under the states, some sort of protection, if you ask me, allegedly. You know, it's you know how the state witness are treated with what is it? The gloves. Kid gloves. Yes, that's where the problem is. That's why Mngomezulu is trying to shut it down. Because Mnisi, I don't think he looked at it from that point of view. Pelabalo can sleep now and say, "Nah, I'm not gonna call those people," and then he comes and call those people. You are no longer allowed to call them.
Yeah, it will be over.
Or he can claim that I'll call those people and he never calls. We might use that. This court allows might. Do you remember? Do you remember what happened on the trial within trial?
With regards to
there were people who were blocked from being called.
Yes, there were.
I think it was who was it? Was it Spear?
Spear
and the who's this guy who was Zungu's commander or something like that?
Gwabeni.
No, the guy who was in charge. Zungu said he told. So those people,
Lishabani.
Those people were blocked.
Lishabani was blocked.
But up until today, they haven't came. They have never been there.
Lishabani was blocked and Spear.
So those people
General Spear, they were blocked.
So this court allows that.
Yeah, they were blocked in the trial. Within the trial,
this court allows that. It does not pressure Baloyi to say, "Are you going to bring this person or not?" It just says it's enough. The fact that he says he might, enough. So next thing is gonna say, "We might, my lord, we might use Kelly Khumalo, Miss Kelly Khumalo," and then that's it. And then by the time you realize the case is done,
like trial within a trial. We were looking forward to Lishabani and Spear. They never came. And Mr. Anonymous did say they're never gonna come.
No, I did tell you they're not coming.
You did say, you told us, you said they are never going to make it in that courtroom. And guess what? They never did. And now they disappeared like their names were never mentioned in that courtroom. Never to be mentioned again, even in the main trial.
So Mngomezulu was worried about his case being weakened by these people being brought by the state.
Yeah, I understand now.
On that one, because someone that is brought by the state, there's too much protection. You cannot play around that person.
Yeah.
The judge will protect that person with everything, allegedly.
Well, the judge was recommending that they sit throughout recess, and Mshololo said, hell no. She's got plans. Okay, she didn't say hell no. But the attitude gave Andizi.
Hey, Mshololo.
Andizi. She said that she had already made commitments for the recess period.
Initially, we at some point, I was doubting Mshololo. And I'm still not 100% convinced.
Okay.
About Mshololo.
Okay.
You know, let me say, most of this defense,
most of them,
they have painted themselves well, some of them now and then, but some of the things you start questioning the position in which they are taking. Which position are you actually at? When time is wasted, you are happy, or you look happy, or you look okay. That Mngomezulu is, honestly speaking, Mngomezulu is, maybe Mnisi at some point portrayed that he's willing to actually go extra mile and finish this case. Ramsipiri is following now. We see him a lot saying that I'm at the court's hand. But there are things, man. But we know from that side of the desk, or between Shololo and the Durban gang, the KZN gang. Yabona kunale nto leya ukuthi if you knock off at 9, that's good. That's what I get most of the time. That's why most people, they are confused when it comes to Mshololo. And also, we must not forget that the person is representing, Mshololo is representing, the person has time for days. I mean, he's there for how many lives?
I think 6 life sentences.
Do you understand? He's got like time for days, that person.
It's a lot. So there's about 30 years, 33 years. I don't know what his sentence is, but it's somewhere along those lines. It's a lot of years.
Mamulao, thank you.
Thank you, Mamulao. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your generous donation. So,
well, it's a lot. It's a lot of years.
Yes, that is where the problem is, and one cannot put it far that Mshololo could be the one who would sort of allegedly pave the way for this guy, Black Mamba. Come to this case. I'm not sure. You know, I'm just saying this because they seem closer to each other. They work together hand in hand, and maybe because they are from KZN. But yeah, it looks like that. You remember the allegations that Tiff was making that Shololo wanted all these accused for herself. A lot.
But there was also that feeling we had, separate from Tiff's allegations. There was also that feeling. Remember how we used to feel frustrated, especially you would express that frustration about how
used to frustrate the hell out of me because of the position that
there was
she
no
was
sense
taking.
of urgency. Like for the first time, she says she didn't receive that other docket 375, and she was given 3 months to go through it. And Advocate Tiff, on the other hand, was saying, but no, Mshololo received. We were in the same office. She received the docket, and it's like now you start questioning Haibo Kante.
What team?
What team are you playing for, Kante?
Didn't paint her in my own opinion, and even now I see that behavior of kid that is happy to hear the bell.
She's over it.
Yes,
she's over this whole thing, this whole case. She'd rather be somewhere else. That's what she's giving. She'd rather be somewhere else. It's not a matter of agency for her. She needs her break, her 4 weeks break.
Kulegani, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
we
you,
appreciate
Kulegani. Thank you.
So that is the position that I'm still conflicted when it comes to Mshololo. I'm just in between. I celebrate.
I mean, she's the only one who said no. When the rest of the lawyers are like, yes, we can try and make the mercy of the court or something. And she's the only one who said no.
You could have brought
and
that
I got jig.
Of that champ of his. It's not bad, that champ.
Munyeki.
He could have brought Mnyeki to come and maybe he could have done a good job. Due to understanding of
he is capable also.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time he even did a cross-examination without Mshololo being there. So he's capable. He can stand in for Mshololo. I don't think
now
it would be a train smash.
Now the frustration with Mngomezulu is that she's on the money. You know,
he's getting paid.
She's getting paid, and these people do not have much. As it is alleged. So cannot keep on postponing.
It has to finish at some point.
And if you ask me, you look at the demeanor of the states and the manner in which state is operating, it seems as if they enjoy this time with.
Yeah.
They actually, in my opinion, participate
like, we have to
in
talk
wasting.
to the clerk. We have to talk to the court. Court something. We have to talk to them, and then they will be able to tell whether we can. He made it seem like it's such a long process.
Even the judge was like,
but this is the court. We can use this court, and it's like, no, we have to talk to the court, roll, and then get to be assigned the court and be assigned the court personnel. And I'm like, oh, woman.
So,
I got food.
So you see, that's why the problem
I got
is.
Food, I got food.
You look at what team is wasting time. In my opinion, state is wasting time. Child's time by all means, every time.
It's a recess. Most courts will not be working. How can it be complicated to get a court?
It's not complicated.
Akafuni falo balwe the case.
Because it's
and by the way, it would have been good to get Dillingham now.
Yes.
Why she can still remember what she testified on.
After this.
A month later, she'll be playing that song. I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't remember. I don't recall. Yay, it will be one record.
The frustration that is going to be, because you see now, after this, wow, it was going to be nice. But hey, after a week
month.
or a month, hey, it's been a month, and the judge is gonna be like, yeah,
I don't remember.
I mean, let's be fair to this witness. Please refer this witness to. Yes.
After she has taken how many weeks on the stand? 3 to 4 weeks.
How, my daughter?
4 weeks.
How, my daughter? Let's just be fair to this witness.
4 weeks.
This witness was at home enjoying his holidays. She's back now. Let us be fair to her. Please refresh her memory. I will be refreshing that memory until you get tired.
Yo, guys, and the
problem with Mshololo, when it comes, is gonna be asking with that
aggressive
attitude. And that's where the problem starts, because
and you can
she's the one who comes with that attack attitude. So now she's gonna bounce on she's gonna struggle, because this person has been out for close to a month, and the judge is gonna be there to frustrate the hell out of her. Yeah, yes. When I said we should sit on recess, people
people said they have other commitments.
So yes, you must refresh.
So it's unfair for this witness to remember. How Sugan Matota? How hi Matota? They kill me, those people. The battle of the egos in court.
And then next thing they'll be telling her, sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down.
And we'll be feeling sorry for her.
No, my lord. But my lord, you should have just done this kind of recess and get it over and done with.
It was going to take 1 week.
Maybe they were gonna take 1 week and then go into recess.
They were not going
yes.
1 week.
They were gonna take one. The defense doesn't waste time, Milan. It was gonna be just 1 week of them cross-examining Pinky, and then Pinky's gone. Then we'll see each other after the recess. I'm sure.
Oh my God.
No.
It's gonna be difficult, guys. What do you think? Let's hear from you. Or you wanna talk about the GNU?
I GNU stress abantu are so stressed. Ngisho nami. Nami I'm very, very stressed. But
hey, how I'm
we
not
move.
stressed.
We move.
How I'm not stressed.
You are not stressed. You're enjoying the show. I'm not stressed. I'm like, these people, are they really gonna do this to us?
When we grew up, we used to read this book about Udwendwe Kakoto. Yeah, let us watch Udwendwe umcacelo marriage. Let us watch it happening. Let us watch it unfold in front of us, because it's something not new per se. Well, it's new but not new. It has happened before.
And to think that they were saying that they had talked to the EFF and Floyd had a red pen and was like, no, this and that and this and that. Do they think that was as bad as what's happening now?
I think, if you ask me, the EFF position was much better. In fact, combined with MK's best, were much better. And in fact, they were not going to leave that party dead. This is not good. But other people, I should not talk about politics. Politics affects us when you go to work.
Right now, the cost of living is too high.
In the
it's
morning.
Politics.
In the morning, before we start work, you should see these other people that I won't mention. Oh, my daughter. They will be talking, making jokes in front of you. And then you have to laugh at those jokes. Yeah, this one.
Pretend like they're funny.
Say your brother is stupid. Yeah, he's stupid, this one. Just saying. These things, they affect us either way, one way or another. I mean, I get pissed if someone who's not like me makes a joke that is insinuating stupidity on my people. I mean, I get pissed.
Someone said they have already started, son.
Hey, I'm making jokes.
Look at the job. One of the job, I won't mention the site, but look, one of the jobs are specific.
Yeah.
Hayi sekukhona ama-GNU amasha.
Yeah, over it. Cool.
Hayi indaba ngizoqala kwi-GNU bese ngiya ngapha.
Yeah.
La kwi-GNU lapha kwi-GNU uyabona ukuthatha into ngendlela engekho emthethweni kwenzeka kanjena. Ngoba uyabona nje ukuthi yonke into eyenzeke ngobugebengu la ngacatshangelwa ikusasa ngenxa ukuthi yonke into iphuthunyiswa la, yabo. Indlela yokukhululeka la abanayo isiyi-1. Ile siyibonile thina ngapha ke-KZN, sibona uMbaxi evakashela laphana emzini kaNcamalala phambi kwaButhamini.
Is it true kanti le nto ukuthi uvakashela uMbaxi phela ngale? Le nto leyo abayikhulumi phela kakhulu.
Cha, ufikile impela.
Abe mina ngisithwe igquma ngale, yabona ngabe ngimbonile efika.
Hayi ufikile.
Madoda. Oh.
Kodwa yabo njengamanje i-option abangaba nayo engiyibonayo mina abangayenza ukuthi bazofuna ukuvumela i-MK ukuthi kuphase lento yokuthi kubhidlike yonke lento kuqalwe phansi ukuvota. And mangabe beke babuyela bayovota nalaba.
Yakhala.
Yabona ke bazobe seyikhala ngempela ngami ngoba bazofika berobha i-D8 berobhe kwa-MK bebuyela ekutheni bengabe solibanga namuntu
vele belithole right through belithole nje vele clean bazojaya clean sweep
bahlakaniphile laba ngitshele yonke into bayenza ngomngqisi yabona uma uzokubuke yabona uma uzokubuke from the beginning nje kungena indaba kaZuma enkantolo ukuthi akaye eParliament emva kwalokho kuthi inkantolo mangabe isililalelile yonke icala isithuli icwaninga isinqumo bese kuqhamuka i-IEC iqala izothi uma kuwukuthi uZuma kuthiwa akwenzeki kanje kodwa ngeke ezephume angithi kwakubanjwa iKZN ukuthi ingalwi yabo saphuma ngempela isinqumo yabona iyaphatheka kabi emva kwalokho basebengena ngapha komizwe kwenzelwa lapho kwakulinyazwa ingqondo zabantu ukuthi akube sengazi abantu ba-influence ungizwe ukuthi bebuyele ukuyovotela ukhongolo se-KZN yabo kanti kuzogeja-ke konke ekugcineni bagcina sebelana-ke ngenxa yokuthi benza izinto ngokuxhamazela okay right mina kulokhu kokwecala khona into engingayibuka lama kuvela inamba yabo le namba la kababuchiko thwala kulokuthiwa ekalongwe uyazi isukelaphi lento yonke leyo nto la isukela kulento yokuthi kuleli cala kusetshenziswa into esikhulunyiwe la yabo ubufakazi baleli cala abafuna ukugweba ngalo labafo yilokhu kokuthi ba-confess phela yes so lento kamje yakho yabo njengoba untanzi wayinefoni lapha bekwenzela ukufakwa lento kamje yakho ayikho enye into abantu akade befuna ukuyifaka ngalento yokuthi untanzi wangena nefoni lokho kokushintsha inamba kachiko thwala kuthiwe kalongo kusuka kule yanto yokuthi uyakhumbula ukuthi mangabe ulandela ubufakazi obake baqhamuka nomsholo ukuthi kwase kuvelile vele ukuthi engathi uMeyiwa washonela endlini emva ka10 minutes edotshuliwe zavela nje izinto ezilapho ukuthi ngathi kwaba u10 minutes wayeseyashona kwase kuyahlalwa almost isikhathi esiphikelele ko2 hours endlini before kuqale kwenziwa imovie kulo 2 hours kuthiwa wafika ulokhu uzuchiko thwala endlini
allegedly
yes kuthiwa wafika endlini mangabe kusho yona leyaloko so manje kuzama ukususwa lokhu ukuthi ngani ngoba usethe Mngomezulu akeze yabo ukuthi kungaveli lokho ukuthi kungabi sekuthenini imibuzo ibuza ukuthi wayizofunana endlini kube sengazi le number kwangekalongo so kuprotectwa yena la ekuthenini vele kuzovela ukuthi wayezokwenzani yena yabo yes wayezokwenzani endlini uzophendula ethini ngani ngoba phela sekuzobe sekuyakhanya ukuthi kusho ukuthi ufika nje endlini sesenzekile isigameko emva kwalokho kwahlala kwaplanwa yonke into kwase kuthiwa okay right lasuka lahlala waphuma ulongo wabaleka kwasuka kwadidiziswa waphuma uzando washona komakhelwane lapha wayoyibabazisa ukuthi sekwenzeka umonakalo kwangisuka kwangena emotweni kwakuthiwa saluklina la wena sikuhanjwa kwayiwa le so yonke lento ihleliwe kodwa laba sekuphelile ngabo nje lento ukuthi nje ba-confess kuphela yona ezobashaya phansi yabo ukuthi ubufakazi abukho vele wonke umuntu uyabona lapha lokuthi kahle kahle ngomthetho ayingeqiniso leya nto iya ngokuthi ubani uphila nobani niphila kanjani
yabo
babhayini bafethu
siyabonga you so
allegedly
much so much to get through. Quick translation. Do we cover the GNU stuff?
Cover the case part.
The case part, well, he's saying that they use what we talk about here on social media. And they want to use the confessions only to convict accused
Even
1
though
and
those
2.
confessions are contradicting each other. 3 versus 5.
A lot of contradictions. And Mjiako was the reason why they placed the phone in Tansi inside a custody. Because they needed to explain
How he got hold of a lawyer and whatnot.
and also how those phone calls that now are being revealed, there has to be an explanation for those phone calls, and that is the reason why they placed it in Tanzi's hands. And also he was talking about Chico, why Chico's phone was being given to Longwe in court. They're saying that it is recorded under Chico, however, it's Longwe's phone. And he says that it was revealed allegedly around the time that Meyiwa passed on, that he died within 10 minutes after being shot. It took about 2 hours before he was taken to the hospital. And in between those 2 hours, allegedly, Chico arrived. So how will he answer that? Because he was mad at Mngomezulu because he was asking for him to come and testify.
All right. Guys, definition of GNU in the dictionary, it's an animal. So let's watch an animal play a game. This is someone who's laughing. 2024 is a year of exposure.
Yes.
So God had to expose who is for us and who is not. Let us sit and watch. I have a feeling we are going to hear a lot of deep stories here. Yes, we're chilling. We are chilling.
Some
Definitely
people are
chilling.
saying, take out your popcorn and watch the film.
Yeah, a movie.
But my heart sometimes is struggling.
No, don't take it personal. As yet, we are not hungry yet. Other people are. I know, definitely, it's tough to other. But unfortunately, the pain of South Africa, the very same people are the very same people who actually uplift these people. You understand? Like, someone, you see them once in a year, you uplift them, and then they forget you until 5 years.
5 years, and then they remember you again, that Konje, they need you to participate for them to go where they want
In
to
all
go.
honesty, this GNU that now represent, or that now is regarded as what people wanted or we wanted, were we ever consulted about this GNU? So these people are now they are now saying what they think for themselves.
Or rather, what they have allegedly been plotting and planning without us.
It's what they think is right for us. But one thing for sure, what we have noticed is who is for and who's against. That's what that one is now getting a bit clearer. Even those who were holding on the fence, who were trying to hold on beyond the other side, they decided to let go. They're like, no. We want these blue lights. We're going that side. We don't know if they're gonna get it because mamele ufuna konke futhi utakuhlukaniswa phakathi, and there's only about 30 seats. Right. Mzansi, hello.
Yes, Mr. Anonymous and Emily, how are you?
We are good.
We are good.
How
sir.
are
How are
you?
you?
I am fine as well. Hey. Yeah, I just want to contribute with some few points regarding to this case, and it's been a long period since the de novo. Yeah, but I just want to comment pertaining to the current evidence that now they are busy with.
Yeah.
I'm not sure in Zulu, but in Xhosa, Kutwa, commenting to what the time wasted by the state and the time that always the judge always accused the defense that they are wasting time.
Yes.
Yes. But on the side of the defense, everyone can see that the defense, the state is wasting time, is buying time, especially of this evidence of this Mrs. Pinky. Now, if from my side, it's my own perspective or my own observation.
Yes.
That I'm very glad that the state is buying time on this period.
Yeah.
Remember now, the defense is been accused of 8 months. I'm not sure whether 8 or 9 months from their expect that we were waiting for.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
And that month has already passed, and the defense was being reminded by this judge. Remember that?
Yes.
That's my point to say that I'm glad that they delayed, because whilst they are delaying, the Madala is now focused on the cookings, because it's the cooking, still the cooking this thing of this evidence. So now he's forgetting sometimes of putting a pressure on the defense to bring that ballistic what you call, if you get me right.
Fact, yes.
Yes, that is my submission. Now, I'm very glad that they're doing that, because there's nothing that is going to change. What reflects from those 205s is not going to change. Even if you could hear Mngomezulu and Mnisi, they said what is being reflected there is not going to change. But what they want is that to place their client into phosphorus, right? Nevertheless, the other point that I want to touch on is the one of Mchiago, where they accused, there is I'm not sure it's 800 minutes or whatever, but it's a lot of 600 and something minutes. Or I've heard this guy from the state mentioning that I couldn't calculate how many hours that Mchiago was calling this accused number 2, right?
Yes.
First of all, this is a high case, and a high-profile case, need to say. And a high-profile case should be more restrictive in the suspect to have anything in their possession. Look, and even in their feet, there's those. I forgot the name. I'm saying this because I'm working in magistrate. In fact, I'm working for SAPS, but we normally you go to magistrate court. At magistrate, at primary court is where this even this case was started from, and Baloyi was also there, and he went up with the case up until it goes to high court. How come a prosecutor from the it's not even the second court, is the magistrate court. He came from magistrate court and go up. Nevertheless, I'm not there. But something that I want to make a mark on is that when this advocate for the state mentioning this 600 and something units, which is Mchiago was calling accused number 2, and he mentioned the date. It was, the date, yes, and the month and the year. It was 2020 September. 27th of September, remember that?
Yes.
Yes. If you still remember, when, I'm not sure whether it was Mngomezulu or whoever, where there was a say that disputing the fact that accused number 2 does not know Mchiago. And then even they wanted to play that video of this trial before even Maumela from the magistrate court on 2020 September 27th. Then we listened. Remember, we've listened to that. The judge requested that to be played so that we listen. It was Mngomezulu. Mngomezulu had it on his cell phone, and then it was not accepted that because it might be alterated, So it must be exactly that video clip that was played on court at that particular time. But if you check the accused number 2 raised his hand, and he was told that he must not talk by himself. He must talk on behalf of his attorney, which is Mchiago. And Mchiago was shown there. Mchiago went there, and that guy who accused number 2 said, I want to place this to speak to the court myself in front of Mjiako. And Mjiako tried to humiliate him in front of that judge, saying that the accused now says that he wants to address court. And then the magistrate of that who was proceeding with that trial said, I am shutting you down. You are going to talk through your advocate, your attorney. So you are. This is not a. I'm not sure whether you get me, Mr. Anonymous.
No, I do.
I'm trying to say these people are trying all the level. How can Mjiako, being if he was a lawyer at that time, to call a suspect who is in court, because that day he was calling was in court. It was a court date. This 5205, that was the minutes that were read by this guy who I forgot this advocate of the state now, the second one.
Yes.
Yeah, this guy. I forgot his name. But those minutes and the date and time, if you match it properly, Mr. Anonymous, is the same date. It's the 2020 September 27th. How could you being and lawyers call the accused? You don't call the accused. The accused went there with the van or with the ones that are coming from the Department of Correctional Service. It's either two, you're coming with Correctional Service or the police van if it's a magistrate court. So, but if it's a high court, you come with those. So I'm trying to say these people are wasting the time due to the fact that this 205, because accused number 2 already mentioned that his cell phone was not in his possession. Imagine this high security that could allow the accused number 2 to have his cell phone in his possession at that time. How could? And how can the lawyer call the accused who is in a high-profile case? That I don't accept. Nevertheless, the last point, to just leave for others, the last point, I'm not sure whether you have listened to the previous interviews of Longwe's father, which is Chico Twala.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether they have you. There's two. I've still got it in my WhatsApp phone. If I could WhatsApp you, I can even WhatsApp you that one, because I've just taken from this from YouTube, and then I've managed to download. You see what Longwe did to contradict himself, that he didn't have his cell phone in his possession. That's why he couldn't call anyone, because he left the phone in the house. But on the second day, when he was asked, he said his phone could not be taken because it was in his pocket, contradicting himself. Even his father did the same thing on those interviews. Yes. He said in one of those interviews that he was called by Kelly that Senzo has been shot, and then he went to Phosphorus, not in hospital, in Phosphorus, and he find Kelly and Longwe and the other friend of Senzo Meyiwa, which is the one who was working with crashes, because he couldn't mention the name there. And then I find it out that on that interview he said, and Senzo was lying there. And if it being said twice, and Senzo was lying there in that interview, it's a radio interview. In fact, it's in a TV. And then he says Senzo was lying there. But I'm not sure even if it's the same day or the other day, or the same day or the other day. He mentioned now that he was called by Kelly Khumalo, and then he went to hospital. He didn't go to Phosphorus. Now, he forgot that first he said he was called. He was never called twice by Kelly. He called once, and then he went to Phosphorus from the first interview. The second interview, he went straight to the hospital. But from the first interview, he said he went to Phosphorus, and then after that, he find Senzo dying there. He says the disease was dying there, and after that, he mentioned that his son told him that there was someone in the house who was busy moving around making a phone call, meaning that he suspiciously that was not a hit. Somebody planned inside the house, according to that interview, if you can listen properly into that interview. Yeah. Apart from that, he said before he left to the hospital, he called Ivan Koza, and then while he was on the way to hospital. So I wanted to just put those points that this is too long, but at the end, there is nothing that places those 5 accused in Phosphorus.
Yeah. No, Sibonga. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Yes. Zanzi, hello. Zanzi, hello. Zanzi, hello. Right. Okay, someone is saying it makes sense why Stain was adding 2 hours. The incident happened at 6 o'clock, allegedly. Yes, I did. I did.
That plus 2 hours. You guys still remember it?
Hey,
Plus
we
2
argued.
hours.
We argued. Hey, we argued. But yes, the caller, what the caller is saying, it's allegedly true, some of it, because I'm not gonna say everything because I don't remember vividly, but I remember, yes, there were two versions of I went to Fosloras, I went to hospital. And I think the one I went to hospital was to correct I went to Fosloras. Like the same as the phone, the issue of cell phone. I left my cell phone there, that's why I couldn't call the cops. And later on, you're like, no, my phone was with me, by the way.
In my pocket.
But you never dialed any cop. But by the way, that phone, they say they confiscated that phone.
Yes.
Was there, out of these phones that were confiscated from the people who were in the house,
yes,
was there any dialing of was it 10,111 or
no?
These people never called anything.
No.
The same day.
And I'm wondering if the one that they have for section 205 of Kelly, whether it has where it dialed Chico, if Chico's version that he initially put that Kelly called.
It will be scary because that now would have to have timestamp when it dialed Chico.
Which is why it might not be the phone that has a section 205.
Yes, it will be
It
very,
might be
very
the one
scary
that is
because
said to
a lot
go
of things, the time
or have
exactly
went
of when
and
this thing happened will
went
come
to
out.
Basutung
Yeah.
Hostel.
Yeah, there will be a lot of things that would come out. Right, guys. I think on my side, I'm done. If you guys don't have anything to say, thank you very much for those who called and those who really donated and those who liked when we said please like the video, and those who are still to like. Morning gang. We had Mraul, we had Tabiso, M Daung, Spamandla, Chuku, Anna, Tulituz, our moderator. Nomcebo Qamile Dlangamandla Sizwe Mgaga. Yes, those are people. Dibu was also on the comments. We had Danny was also here. Let's see. Michelle Lee was here. Queen of South Africa was here. Sfiso Sindani, our member, was also here. Thank you very much, member. Let's see. Lulama Sirai was also here. Butu was also here. The 2J was also here. Let's see. And Empire was here. Blessing Mabena was here. Right, guys, thank you very much for everything. And Owen Komane, our member, was also here. Tirisom Tetwa was also here. Let's see, who am I missing? Yeah. I think I have mentioned almost everyone. If I didn't mention you, I'm sorry. Spamanda, thank you, man. Tanta Yetu, thank you very much. Tandim Tembu Velase, thank you very much. Morena Mgwena, thank you very much. Timbelan Kanye, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lunga N, thank you. Siba Samuel Radebe, thank you. It's a bias fee, so yes, Danko, it's a buy from me. Strelo Madwe, thank you. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate you. Please like the video, comment, continue interacting with the video. For those who came late, I think one who said, hey, I'm late. Please reverse. And yes, the adverts are us. Continue doing what you do, guys. You've been supporting this channel without us even reminding you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Nangelo, thank you. Deborah, thank you very much. It's a bye from us.
Bye, guys. Until next time.